Hi everyone, welcome to the Triple A show with Amar, Abik, and myself. So, bit of a mad one here, but so this is normally a show where there's myself, Arsenal fan, Abik, Liverpool fan, Amar, Chelsea fan. Something happened in Paris. Apparently, they say when you go to Paris, you fall in love, and it's such a romantic destination to go to. The Amar went out for the Champions League final, meant to be going there as a neutral or like favouring Real Madrid a little bit because he does like Real Madrid a lot, as he was saying in the last show. But somehow he went out there, fell in love with Liverpool, and he's come back in the Liverpool top here. And I just don't know. I'm shocked. Don't know what to say, bro. But yeah, explain yourself. What happened out there?
Yeah, so yeah, the trip to Paris was unforgettable. Apart from the result, which we'll talk about later on, I had an amazing time. Met so many good people. So big shout out to all of them. On my journey there, ran into a few Liverpool fans. Um, and it's not been something which I've done out of nowhere. Being an adult, you can't, your team is your team. And I kind of thought about it like, it's for me, it's like being an adult now, and the team I, support now will be the team I support forever. And I wanted to, you say you never switch, and you shouldn't, in essence, of football ever switch. They said that's the one thing you never change. But life isn't always work out exactly how you want it to be, and also things happen. And for me, I love everything about Liverpool: the fans, the atmosphere, the togetherness within the fans. What I saw in Paris was absolutely amazing. More than 100,000 Liverpool fans came to Paris and made an absolutely amazing atmosphere. And what the club represents, that kind of that drive that never stop going. And yeah, for me, I know, we all know a lot about football. But for me, Liverpool fans are the greatest fans in the world. They'll be the greatest fans forever. And at Anfield, we have the best atmosphere you'll ever see in your life. So, it wasn't a tough decision to make, because for me, there's the Liverpool, the greatest club in the world. And I think even neutrals or opposition fans can tell you that we have one of the best, if not the best, fans in the world. In my opinion, we have the best fans. You're never left out if you're a Liverpool fan. You always get shown love and support from all the other Liverpool fans. And it was a shock to many people. But for me, you got to follow your heart, and that's what I've done. And being an adult now, this
Hold
this
on,
will.
hold on. So you're saying follow your heart, right? So you went out there, you met a girl, she supports Liverpool, you fell in love with her, and she's like, you need to support Liverpool too. And that's the reason, yeah?
Not the reason, not at all. Nothing to do with any other person. It was just seeing the atmosphere. I already knew Liverpool have, the best fans in the world. I always kind of knew that. And quietly, as a Chelsea fan back in the, before, I'd always say, Anfield is a scary place to go to. And it is. I've said any opposition doesn't want to come to Anfield, especially when it's rocking. And it's everything the club is about. It's about the people, the club. It's about, the togetherness from all communities, from all backgrounds. We have fans from all over the world. And I'm not saying other teams don't have that, because everyone has that. All the big teams have that, but Liverpool have something special, maybe more than words can ever describe. And so for me, for a team I'll be for the rest of my life, I had to really think about it. And for me, I love Liverpool, and then I can't wait to go Anfield and experience the atmosphere and up the Reds. Yeah, Paris was a good trip. I enjoyed myself, apart from the result in the end. But the atmosphere, Jamie Webster, there was so many Liverpool fans that went out there. Shows you the passion and the support that we have. Even though England is close to France, it was big up to all the Liverpool fans that went out there and made it an absolutely amazing atmosphere. Just fortunately, we couldn't get the win, but overall, very proud of the team, very proud of the fans, very proud of the manager. So proud of everyone linked to Liverpool. But yeah, that's my explanation. But there, I got a lot more to say, but I can't bore you guys with everything. But that's in the essence of why I will be a Red for the rest of my life. And yeah, I couldn't have made a better decision in my life rather than this, in my opinion. So yeah, let's get cracking.
Okay, so shocked still, but it's your life. You got to do whatever you want to do. So as long as you're happy, it's all good. So Abik, let's talk about the game now. Got to say, you guys were lucky. Real Madrid throughout the whole campaign have been really lucky. We were talking about it before the show. They were lucky against PSG, lucky against Chelsea, lucky against Man City. Is it that their name's written on the trophy? I was of the opinion that sometimes your luck's got to run out eventually, but it didn't run out in the final for them. They managed to get the win. I think you were a much better team overall. You had many good chances. Their goalkeeper, former Chelsea boy, what a game he had. He was outstanding. If it wasn't for him, I think you guys would have won that game. So yeah, what were your thoughts on the game?
Yeah, I mean, I did say before the Champions League final, I'm not that confident going into it because it's Real Madrid, because the run they've had, like you said, sometimes a team's name is written on the cup. It's just fate. It felt that way, and they've got the know-how. You can't. No one. They've now won 14 Champions Leagues or European Cups. That's double the amount of the second most, which is AC Milan on 7, and then us and Bayern Munich are tied on 6. So and this the last 10 years, they've won it 4 times in the last 10 years alone. So they are the undisputed champions and kings of Europe. No one can argue against Real Madrid. So as a Liverpool fan, I think you have to be humble and you have to be gracious in defeat. I always have been. So congratulations to Real Madrid. And congratulations to Thibaut Courtois, because like you said, he had the game of his career. I generally think that if there was any other keeper in that goal on that night, Liverpool, you can't say Liverpool would have won, but I would think that Liverpool would have scored at least. Certainly would have scored, and maybe they would have lost next time. I don't know, but yeah, he was absolutely insane. Although saying that, you look at the stats, we had 24 attempts on goal compared to Real Madrid's 4, and of those 24 attempts, 9 were on target. But of those 9 now on target, there were only about 3 where I would say Courtois made some world-class saves. There was the one where he saves it off Mane, and it goes onto the post, which is probably the pick of the bunch. And then there's another couple of Salah. Whilst we had a good number of attempts on goal, not, of the 9 that were on target, they weren't all great apart from 3. Like Salah alone has 6 on target. But for me, he was disappointing. I mean, as in, not disappointing through a lack of effort, but disappointing through a lack of conviction, and being decisive, which he hasn't been since AFCON, to be honest. And that was just generally Liverpool's play. Whilst they looked like they were going to score, Real Madrid had a really robust defensive display. And as soon as they went 1-0 up, I knew that the game was over. I just did not believe that they were going to concede after going 1-0 up. And that's how it proved, really. So yeah, congratulations, Real Madrid. I can't sit here and be upset or disappointed with Liverpool. I mean, you're always going to be disappointed when you lose a final, especially a Champions League final, but it's not through a lack of effort. I don't think Liverpool could have done much more in those 90 minutes. Sometimes you just got to say, fair enough, look, we've just been done. Real Madrid have come to the final with a tactic, which is, mainly to defend and basically hit us on a counter, which they did, and it's worked for them. So I'm not going to criticize Carlo or the Real Madrid players because their tactics have worked and he's outsmarted Klopp. on this occasion. So yeah, full congratulations to Real Madrid. They deserve it, and yeah, we'll go again next season. The other reason why I'm not too despondent is if you look at it in terms of English clubs. Obviously, Liverpool are the most successful English club or British club in Europe. And I'm not talking about the number of times we've won the European Cup. I'm talking about the number of finals we've been to. Look at what we've done in the last 4 or 5 years. This was our 3rd Champions League final. Like, no offense to an Arsenal or a Tottenham, but Arsenal's last Champions League final was 2006. Tottenham's was 2019. Both of those, correct me if I'm wrong on it, but I don't think Arsenal made a Champions League final before 2006. So maybe you've only had the one. Tottenham, I think, as well, only one appearance. You can't see where a club like Arsenal or Tottenham or even Man United are right now, when they're next going to be in the Champions League final. Whereas with Liverpool, and particularly with Jurgen Klopp, who's going to be in charge for the next 4 years, this isn't our last final. So, and it's not, and I will go as far as saying it's not even our last Champions League final. We're going to keep challenging for the Premier League. We're going to keep challenging in Europe, and we're probably going to win a few more trophies in the next 4 years. So, whilst every Liverpool fan has a right to be down because of the way the game panned out, because it's a big loss, not out, down but not out. That's how I'll describe it. And like I said, it's purely because I know that this team will be there or thereabouts in the conversation in 12 months' time. And that gives me a lot of hope because the same thing happened when we lost them in 2018. What happened immediately the season after we made another Champions League final against Tottenham. So I'm not saying we'll definitely make the Champions League final next year, but it's a competition we love and we normally get quite far in. So it wouldn't surprise me if we made it to the semis or the final again in 12 months, and hopefully we can win it the next time we do make it.
Okay, Amar, thoughts on the game?
Yeah, similar to what Abik said. Congratulations to Real Madrid. I think their tactics. I think they had good tactics. I think they were defensively solid. They picked their moments well, but at the same time, I believe we deserve to win the game. I think they were very lucky that they won that game. We do talk a lot about the heritage and how they always find a way to win, but they were very lucky against us, in my opinion. I think that some of our players didn't perform that well, and I can completely understand why. It's a final. There's a lot of pressure. They're absolutely shattered from all the games we've played this season. We've got to every single final of a competition, and we took City to the last game of the season. So the players mentally and physically are very tired. So I have no criticism for any of them. They gave everything, and I'm so proud of them. But yeah, it's a tough one to take. It's especially when you deserve to win a game. Abik made some good points though. Like, it's not like we were peppering their goal, having shot after shot after shot. Unfortunately, Salah had some shots where they weren't really testing the keeper. The quality wasn't there from our fullbacks, unfortunately. And maybe that could have been, like I said, the pressure of a final. Overall, it's a tough one to take, but at the same time, I'm very proud of the players. And look, football fans, social media, they don't understand. They just kind of see it as a win or a loss. But for me, I see it as being proud of a group of players that have taken every competition to as best as they can. They've done everything they can in these competitions. What more can you ask from a team that has literally given every blood, sweat, and tears for every competition and been very close to winning, all 4? But we didn't do it, and that's fine. I can accept that. I can't expect the team to win every single trophy they go for. But I ask is that they give everything, and that's what they done. So proud of the players. I just wish we, had that one last real go in the final, because I think we got so much more quality than we showed. But at the same time, Madrid have that know-how. Madrid, their goal was, fairly well worked. It was a little bit, poor from a defensive point of view from our back 4, but these are just moments. Another day, Mane, that goal goes in. It doesn't hit the post, it goes in. On another day, when Salah takes it down on his right, takes it down on his left, goes onto his right, and he hits it really well. Courtois doesn't save it. So it's fine margins, like football is. And fair play to Courtois, he done really well. And he basically won them that game. But at the same time, I think that, I think Madrid, they played well defensively. They had their moments, but I think we lost this final more than they won it. Now, maybe that is a bit salty for me to say, but that's my opinion. I think that we didn't give it we gave it everything, but we could have showed more quality and more kind of that killer instinct. But like I said, I'm not angry or upset at our players. I have to accept it. Like Abik said, we'll be back. Klopp, the greatest manager in the world, in my opinion, currently. We'll be back. We get our recruitment correct this summer, and the players go again. And like Klopp said, book your hotels in Istanbul. So I'm ready. I'm ready to go back. I'm ready to go back to Istanbul.
Okay, so for me, I think, as you're saying, a lot of credit to Real Madrid. We're not used to seeing a Real Madrid team like this. They're known for a lot of flair, the Galacticos, but this team, they're really well organised. They know how to defend, and they saw the game out well. Got their goal, saw the game out well, and we can say they've been lucky throughout the whole competition. But in history, it's not going to show that they were lucky. It's going to show the winners of the 2022 Champions League were Real Madrid. So congratulations to them. So now, couldn't ask you this last week a bit because we were waiting for this game. So season review, what score would you give your team for the season out of 10? So I'll ask you now. I asked Amar Chelsea's score because this time last week when we done our show, he was still a Chelsea fan. So I'm going to ask Amar as well. Yeah, both of you. So what rating would you give Liverpool season out of 10?
I'd give him a 7.5, so between 7 and 8. There's two ways to look at it. Every big six or big top four club will have 4 competitions that they enter in a season. The big two are the Premier League title and the Champions League. You can look at it 2 ways. So we won 2 of the 4. Now, obviously, FA Cup and League Cup are lower priorities, but we still won them both, which is phenomenal. I think there's nothing to be sniffed at as well, by the way. But the reason why I say between 7 and 8 is because they made it to the final of the Champions League, and they made it to within the last 15 minutes of the final game week in the Premier League, clawing back a 14-point gap from Man City, which looked unassailable back in January. We played 63 games, which is the most available, and no club has played that many games because no club has made every final and made it to the final day of the season within a shout of winning the league as well. Of those 63 games, we lost 4, which is absolutely insane. Just get your head around that for a second. We lost 4 games all season. We haven't lost, apart from the Champions League. Before the Champions League, our last loss was at Leicester back in December. So before the last weekend, we hadn't lost a game in 5 months. The consistency of this club is mind-blowing. It just when you think things can't get better, they seem to. And it's just like, you just think, where are they finding this energy, these levels from? It's absolutely insane. 4 losses in 63 games. I generally think that if City had kind of wrapped up the title a bit earlier, and we would have maybe rested some players in the last 2 games of the season, that could have had an impact on the Champions League final, in the sense of the players arriving a bit fresher, maybe, like I was saying, peppering that goal that much more and being more decisive. It may have had a different outcome for the Champions League final, but it didn't, and that's because of Liverpool's credit, they made a title race, and because of that, we couldn't rest players. So week in, week out, we had to play our best players, rotate where possible, but the main players were always playing. So yeah, I would say between 7 and 8. I can't go into the season. No one thought of any team winning a quadruple. I think Man City have been in the last few years because they've got the resources to, but even they can't achieve that. despite the millions and millions of pounds they've spent in the last 6-7 years, for someone like Liverpool to get even closer than a Man City team to win it is absolutely insane. I couldn't be proud of the boys. I really couldn't. So yeah, definitely between the 7 and 8. The other thing I'd add is going back to what Amar said at the start about the Liverpool's fan base and how great it is. You name me a club that has 500,000 people on the streets celebrating an open top parade of a League Cup and an FA Cup. Name me a club that has that many fans after losing a Champions League final. I don't think there is one. I honestly don't. We had more fans celebrating a League Cup and an FA Cup win than Man City did winning the Premier League. And it's just absolutely, it kind of like, it makes you feel, when I watched the open top parade, it cheered me up because I was obviously naturally down on Saturday night. But when I saw the open top parade on Sunday, I thought, do you know what, this is so like, it's got a sense of magic to it. It really has. And that connection between Klopp, the players and the fans is, I've never seen a stronger connection, not just at Liverpool, but at any club. And it's that drive. And I just love what Klopp said. He said that he had a few beers, you could tell, on the bus, but he said that he's like, this is insane. I can't believe this, and I don't care what other people think. I told the boys we're celebrating today, and we're going to have a good time, and we're going to have a few drinks. And I just thought, you know what? That's what you want to hear. You want to hear that from your manager. He's such a people's man, and this is why I got confidence about next season and the next 4 years in general. Yeah, 500,000 people on the street on the Sunday. When we won the Champions League, we had 750,000. So yeah, obviously a few more 100,000 for Champions League final win. But yeah, this is what I mean. These are the levels that we see at a club like Liverpool, and it's just absolutely amazing to be a part of. Yeah, really good season, no complaints. There's always going to be winners and losers in a title race, in a final. It's about getting to the final first, and then trying to win it. But look, we made it to the final, and we made it to the last day of the season, so I can't complain.
Okay, so Amar, I should be saying to you, what's your thoughts on their season? What rating would you give them? I have to say, what's your thoughts on your season? So yeah, what's your thoughts overall on the season? What score out of 10 would you give it?
Yeah, it's been a draining season. We've talked about Man City and Liverpool being relentless, just going again and again and again. I would say similar to Abby, I'd say 8 out of 10. I would say when you review a season, you have to look at everything within context and understand part by part, what was expected from you. Now, no one expected us to win the Premier League. I think everyone can say that. And the Champions League, we got to the final, gave everything, we possibly could. Like Abik said, this is why I love Liverpool. There's 500,000 fans when you just lost the Champions League final. I'm sorry to say, but there's no other club in the world like that. There's no other club in the world. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe it's nostalgia, maybe it's, bias, but for me, that's just what I see, and I've been following football for many, many years. So I see some amazing fans from all around the world. But the togetherness, like Abik said, the feeling that Klopp has brought to the club, that closeness to the fans and the players, and it's beautiful. And I obviously I can't give it more than an 8, unfortunately, because we didn't pick up the Premier League or the Champions League. But yeah, like I said before, you can't ask anything more from the players or from the manager or all the fans that support all around the country, all around Europe. What more can you ask for, that apart from give everything that you possibly can and see where you end up. I'm not going to pick games where we could have won this season, because there's always hindsight. There's always, we could have done that, we could have done this. But I don't believe in that. I just believe it happened. You look forward to the next season. And I would say one thing. I would say that we're going to be hungry and ready for the next season. So Man City, you need to watch out for next season. Haaland's come in, and he'll take time to bed in. I don't think he'll be flying straight away. Just my opinion. But yeah, overall for our season, 8 out of 10. Proud of the players. But we just need to keep going now for next season, and get the right players in that will work for Klopp, for the team. And yeah, big up to everyone linked to Liverpool, because we've given it everything. And it's very proud to win 2 trophies. And probably should have been more, but easily could have been less. So we'll be happy, and we'll keep going. And it's about being positive at the end of the day, because you can't be negative in a situation. If you're negative after what we've done, then you're very short-sighted. We haven't seen the progress that the team's made. People coming in like Luis Diaz, most players takes a long time to get used to the league, but he's come in and he's been absolutely amazing. He looks like he's played in the Premier League his whole entire career. You'd think he's a lad from England. The way he's so comfortable, the way he's so happy. People forget how hard it is to go to a new country, a new culture, a new language, etc. It's very difficult. So overall, 8 out of 10, and we'll keep going till next season. And it only starts in it only starts in a few months. So yeah, excited now.
Yeah, I think just to add to what I was saying, 8 sounds about right, because had we won the Champions League, I think it would be a 9 out of 10, and had we won the quadruple, well, it's got to be perfect. It's perfect 10.
10 out of 10. Yeah,
8 out of 10. If you think of it that way, yeah, 8 out of 10 does make sense.
8 out of 10 is perfect. Yeah,
I'd say from a neutral point of view, like getting to 3 finals is a great season. In any season, if you can get to 3 finals, you've had a very, very good season. And then to be in the title race until the last day on top of that, come on, that is a really good season. Like, you could even have an argument and say it's a 9 out of 10 season. The only thing you didn't do is missed out on the Champions League by 1 goal, the odd goal, and you missed out on the league title by 1 point. So that, to me, is a fantastic season. I know it's a bit disappointing in the end to miss out on the 2 biggest prizes, but all credit, got to give it to your team. It is one hell of a team. Klopp's done an amazing job there. I'm not really feeling all this love for Liverpool, though. It's going to be weird doing this show with 2 Liverpool fans now. I'm going to get Dylan on here, so we've got another...
Even out. Yeah, 2 Arsenal, 2 Liverpool.
There's a gooner like myself, Dylan. Gonna be shouting him up. He's going to be on our next show. We're going to have it 2 Arsenal, 2 Liverpool. So it's not always love towards Liverpool that I'm having to hear for last however long. And next season, I don't want to be hearing all this love for Liverpool all the time. I need to have my bro Dylan on, so we'll have him on soon.
Well, I hate to upset you on it, but Dylan actually watched the Champions League final with me, and he was shouting more for Liverpool than I was in that final. He really wanted Liverpool to win. He was really, really rooting for Liverpool in that final.
And I would say why that is big up to Dylan, because his brother and his cousin being Liverpool fans. He wants us to be happy. More Abik especially. He wants him to be happy and to celebrate, which is fair play. But yeah, Dylan, a big Arsenal fan. It'd be nice to have him on. But yeah, it'd be good stuff.
I'll be speaking to him and getting him on without doubt. I mean, so let's wrap up last season now by talking about your players of the season. So I'll start with Abik. Who would you give player of the season to? It's not just for your team, for the whole league, I mean.
Yeah, it's a tough one, because there isn't like a standout player who's scored 30 goals or been head and shoulders above anyone else. But I think it's got to go to one of the top scorers. Obviously, Salah and Son both shared the Golden Boot on 23 goals each, and I would actually go for Son. The reason why I would pick Son over Salah is because Son has been a difference maker between Tottenham getting that crucial Champions League spot and not getting it, and he's done it in a weaker team. Conte is a quality manager, but he's still done it in a weaker team. Whereas Salah was absolutely on fire for the first half of the season. In October, people were saying he was the best player in the world right now, kind of thing, on form. But since AFCON, he came back from AFCON and he just wasn't the same player. So for the last 3.5 months, he's been a shadow of what the player he was before he left for AFCON. I really think that AFCON and not making it to the World Cup with Egypt was mentally, I think it just really shattered him, and he just could not be the same player, unfortunately for us. But yeah, that's why I would go with Son as player of the season for me.
Okay, Amar.
Yeah, I would go for Heung-min Son. I think he's been absolutely amazing this season. I think he's been slept on actually because of his personality and his character, which is more quiet, more get on with the football, and also the club he plays for. Because they haven't been challenging for any honours this season. I feel like he hasn't maybe got the credit he deserves. He's been a massive, massive difference, like Abik said, for Spurs finishing top four this season. He's been amazing. And we're forgetting the quality of players that he plays around. I'm not downplaying Tottenham's players because they have some very, very good players in their team, but not to the level of Man City and Liverpool. And he's really had to sometimes, him and Kane have had to sometimes single-handedly really carry that team in moments, and they've done that successfully, which shows finishing top four. So for me, I find it, quite embarrassing that he's not even been, a nominee for PFA Player of the Year, because I think Son's been absolutely amazing this season. And it's very close with him, Salah, and De Bruyne. De Bruyne has been good, but De Bruyne has had his moments, and De Bruyne has had moments where he's been quite poor. And unfortunately, with Salah, like Abik said, mentally, physically, it was tiring to go to the AFCON, get to the AFCON final and lose, and also to lose in the qualifiers, which was tough to take. So, yeah, for me overall, the player that deserves it the most is Heung-min Son. So for me, it has to be Son.
Okay, for me, I can't be giving it to a Tottenham player, but he has had a great season, no doubt. He was a big part in them making it into top four. He finished equal top scorer as Salah, so I'm going to give it to Salah. I think at the start of the season, as you were saying, Abek, he was outstanding, looking at the best player in the world, or at least one of the best players in the world. And in terms of winning trophies, he did win 2 trophies, got to the Champions League final. Your team finished second, only 1 point behind Man City as well. So it's, like I say, difficult one to separate them. Both finished joint top scorers, both had very influential seasons. As you said, Salah did go a bit off for Boyle, but still finished joint top scorer. And like I say, won a couple of trophies. That's something Spurs didn't do. Something Spurs haven't done for a long time. And don't think they're going to do it for a long time as well. But yeah, that's another story. So yeah, my player of the season is Salah. So now, looking ahead, big transfer window coming up. You guys got a very strong team, so you're probably just looking to put a couple of touches in, maybe increase your squad depth. They're saying Mane might be leaving. A lot of strong rumours about that. What's your guys' thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, front three, and I think Carragher's alluded to as well. That it's phenomenal that they're still all at the same club after was it 4 or 5 years now. I think it's been like you don't see that often. That for 4 or 5 years you see the same front three or the same duo up front kind of thing. Usually gets broken up before that. They're all entering the final year of their contract, weirdly as well. And I think that it's time that we saw a refresh of Liverpool as an attacking force. It's nothing to be like. As a Liverpool fan, I have no concerns. I'm absolutely not worried if Mane leaves or if Salah leaves. I'm absolutely not worried because I know that I've got full faith in our recruitment drive to bring in that next gem, that next potentially world-class player that, or an average player that no one's heard of, that Klopp will turn into a world-class player because that's what Klopp does. Hence why he's the best coach in the world. He's not checkbook Pep because we haven't got a massive unlimited checkbook that the oil money gives Man City and PSG. So, yeah, I mean, I'm not concerned. I think one thing that's a bit weird about the Mane rumor is, like you said, I mean, everyone's saying it, and it sounds like he's going, but he hasn't actually told the club he wants to leave yet, which I find very weird. I don't know why you would. What is he waiting for? Like, is it a negotiation tactic to try and get better terms on his contract? Because obviously he's still trying to. I think he's still talking to Liverpool about a new contract. Is that what it is? Is that why he's not said officially to the club, I want to leave? I don't know. I've heard like Bayern Munich are offering between, I don't know, 25 million, which is not much, but he has only got a year left on his contract. We're looking for a lot more than that. We're looking for between 40 and 50 million, which is substantial. And if we got that, I don't think we can say no to it. So yeah, that'll be interesting. The only other concrete bit of transfer business which was decided a while back was Carvalho from Fulham officially joins us on the 1st of July. So he's coming in, not going to be loaned out, interestingly. So he is literally coming in and probably going to go straight into the first team, or be in and around the first team, certainly an option off the bench next season, which is exciting to see. A young player in like 19, 20 years old. And yeah, we've been linked with a few. I've seen a few names floated about. I think it's because of the Mane rumors. There's been rumors that we're going to go for a proper number 9 now, because the thing with Mane is he can play on the left, but he's been playing as a number 9 this season a lot as well, and he's been doing it well. Diaz can actually play on that left now. So there's an argument that we're going to sign just a proper out-and-out number 9, which we've not had, which would be interesting. The names being linked with is like Darwin Núñez, who I would love to see. He actually had a really good game against Liverpool in the Champions League for Benfica. He's been mentioned, as has Lewandowski, who would be brilliant, because he's 33, but for 3 years, 2 or 3 years, Robert Lewandowski would rip up the Premier League, no doubt. I have absolutely no doubt he would come in and rip it up. And he's played under Klopp before. Klopp actually made him. So, he's another one. And then there's a couple more, but it'll be interesting to see how we basically break up and reinvent that front three going forward. The thing is, though, if you told me you've got a choice, either Salah leaves this summer or Mane does, I would say let Salah leave. And the reason why I say let Salah leave is because Salah only plays on the right, whereas Mane plays on the left and as a number 9. Salah, you can't argue Salah's goals. He does bring more goals, more assists to the team. But in terms of the overall contribution, in terms of the overall press, Mane is much more valuable than Salah. And I think I mentioned it to you guys before, but the goal that Mane scored against Man City in the cup semi-final, FA Cup semi-final at Wembley, where he basically picks it off Stefan, the City's keeper, and it goes in. That's our press typified in one movement, and that's Mane typified in one movement. And Salah doesn't do that. Well, he does it, but not as well as Mane as a presser. So yeah, he would be a big miss. I mean, I love Mane. It'd be sad to see him go, but if it sounds like he wants a fresh new challenge, can't blame the guy. He's won everything there is to win at Liverpool, which is brilliant to say. So yeah, let him go. Let him go and win a Bundesliga, because that's a farmers league where Bayern Munich have won it 10 years in a row. He's guaranteed to win a league title in Germany if he joins Bayern Munich, like he'd be guaranteed to win a league title if he joined PSG in France.
Okay, Amar, thoughts on Mane's situation?
Yeah, it's unfortunate, that there are rumors that he wants to go. I think, like Abik said, I respect players that have that drive and that motivation in them to prove themselves in different places. And he's won everything there is to win with us. So it's like now he's probably thinking maybe go for a fresh challenge, see how I am at another club, and see how I would do. I think that's a big mistake. I don't think he'll get any. I don't think he'll find a club at Liverpool ever again. In terms of like I said, with especially under Jurgen Klopp, I think he would regret it. I think if he left and looks like he's going to leave, I think he would regret it. I think in about 6 months he'll probably think, I wish I stayed. But I wish him the best if he goes. I wish him nothing but the best. I hope he changes his mind and I hope he does stay. But like Abik said, if he does go, then we have Diaz in that left wing position, Salah right wing. So then maybe we do get a striker. Robert Lewandowski probably might not suit our style of play, but then he's a clinical goal scorer. Maybe we bring him in and maybe he's the reason we win the league next season. So, with these fine margins we talk about, players like Lewandowski, they really, really are them world-class players that bring to the table those moments, those half chances they score. Like we talk about Benzema, can do. Lewandowski can do the same thing where he makes some half chances into goals and pounces on teams, which you need to do. So, yeah, I mean, if we bought Lewandowski, it wouldn't be obviously a long-term thing because of his age and everything. But at the same time, I wouldn't be upset signing him for a few seasons. There's not many strikers in the market, and I think we're starting to see strikers are kind of, out and out strikers are going to start dying out soon now. With Guardiola and with Klopp, styles of play. With Bobby Firmino, we won the league and won the Champions League, kind of being that false nine and helping in midfield and linking the play. That's changed football forever, by the way. Like, that's changed football a lot. People have seen that and said, well, you know what? If you got wingers that can score goals, you don't need an out-and-out striker. Or with Man City, they have wingers and they have players that all density of players where they find goals from all different positions, which is another way to get goals. I mean, Man City won the league without having a striker because Gabriel Jesus is a striker, but they play him as a winger, and he doesn't really play as a striker there. So yeah, it's a interesting moment in football now where strikers are kind of going out of fashion. I mean, another thing is that central attacking midfielders like Ozil was, you got Bruno, but Bruno's more of a second striker. De Bruyne is a attacking midfielder, but then he plays in a central midfield. So there's certain positions that are actually slowly becoming no more because of the styles of play, because of how football's evolved. So, like Abik said, I wouldn't be worried if anyone left. I would just wish them the best after everything they've done for us. It's sad, but at the same time, it's football. Players move, things happen. You just got to keep going, keep the ball going. And I trust Klopp and our recruitment team to find the gems that we found in Mane and Salah and Firmino and these type of players. So, yeah, let's see what happens. There's still a long way to go in the summer window, but I know we got players lined up. I know we have players lined up if there's any players leaving, and yeah, hopefully we can get a few players in a few positions. But our team is good. The way we are is very good right now. We could add to it, which I hope we do. And like Abik said, we're not going to be spending crazy money like other teams. So we will find them gems, and Klopp will coach his way into making these players world class, like he's done again and again and again. So no, not panicking or anything. Calm, collected, relaxed. Let's see what happens in the summer. But yeah, I'm excited for next season to start now.
Okay, yeah. So for us, we need a lot of players. We really do. Need some marquee signings. We need some strength in depth. We've got European football now as well, playing on a Thursday and Sunday. So it's a massive transfer window for us. Personally, I think we need at least 5-6 players in. Ideally, 2 marquee players and then 3 to 4 squad players to come in and strengthen the depth of the squad. And hopefully, the rumours we're hearing are true. We've got about 200 million odd to spend. Hopefully we spend it wisely. It seems like a lot of teams have got a lot of money to spend. I'm hearing Tottenham have got a lot of money. Hearing Chelsea, the new owners, going to have a lot of money. Man United, new manager, they're going to have a lot of money. Man City have always got a lot of money. We've already spent 60 million on Haaland. So you guys as well, you're going to have quite a bit of money to spend as well. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be critical that who spends it most wisely. That's what it's going to come down to. In a day, you look at how the scouting of Liverpool's been in recent times. Got to say, it's been amazing. And I'm hoping for us as well, we've improved with a much better transfer window, summer transfer window last summer. Got some good players in, the likes of Ramsdale, Ben White, Odegaard. So I'm hoping, you know, our scouting is getting better, the way we're dealing with the whole negotiation process. Because one of the big things that really annoys us is that we don't want to pay that extra bit of money, and we end up just hustling, I mean, waiting out, and then not getting the player that was our main target. So I'm hoping we're more decisive. We get the business done early as well. I don't like all this business of leaving it up until the last couple of weeks of the transfer window, which again, a lot of it's just down to hustling the price and trying to get the best possible deal. We need to be decisive, get the players in early in the transfer window, let them integrate in the team, playing the preseason friendlies, and then be ready for the start of the season. Because we had such a poor start to last season. So I'm really hopeful that we're learning from our mistakes, and it's going to be a really good summer transfer window for us. Looking forward to talking to you guys more about that through the summer. So we're going to have a little break now, little summer break before our next show, but looking forward to the next one. We talk about the transfer rumors, hopefully talking about some amazing signings that we've made. But yeah, let's see how it all goes. So guys, it's been great. Started this in January, halfway through the season. It's been a pleasure to have you guys on, hearing your thoughts about Liverpool and Chelsea was with Amar, but yeah, and hearing your thoughts in general about the Premier League, about my team, and how the season's been. So thanks so much to both of you for your time.
Yep, thank you for having me on again. And you know, up the double winning Reds.
Yeah, thank you for having me on this season. I'm excited for next season to start, and thanks to everyone for watching. And you know, I'm excited for next season, and yeah, up the Reds. We'll be ready for next season, and we'll be going for all the honors next season, just like we done this season. Don't sleep on us. That's all I'm gonna say. We're back. We're gonna come back strong.
All right, guys, don't worry. So, as I said, next show I'm gonna have Dylan on with me, another gooner. So it's not going to be all of this Liverpool outnumbering me and all this love for Liverpool going on and hearing too much talking about Liverpool. We'll have a fellow gooner on with me, and there'll be two of us and two of them, and it'll make for a better show, I'm sure, because this is an Arsenal channel, and the majority of our viewers that are watching this channel will be Arsenal fans. So don't worry, guys. I got this. Dylan will be on soon. So yeah, that's all from us. Thanks for watching, everyone. Please remember to subscribe, like, and share.